This recipe is packed with flavour. This Turkish street food favourite, the gözleme, is a flatbread with delicious fillings, and today I'm making my favourite combo with lamb, spinach and feta. So the first part of this recipe is getting onto the dough. It's a really simple dough and it starts with some flour. So I've just got plain flour here. We can go straight into a bowl. With all doughs, it's important to season, so going in with some salt, really nice pinch. Now that we've seasoned our flour, I'm just going to mix this together so that we know we've got the salt all the way through and create a little well in the center. And so we can go in with our water and then closely followed by our olive oil. So just pour that straight in. Beautiful. And then I like to use a butter knife just so I can cut through, get all that flour combined. We'll bring that together and then we'll turn it out and give it a quick knead. So just knead this for about 3 to 4 minutes, just until that dough starts to spring back a little. Alrighty, that has come together. I'll just check that dough. Let's press back, beautiful. So now I'll let this rest for half an hour, cover that in Glad wrap, and that flour will rehydrate and become really pliable when it comes to rolling out our dough. While our dough's resting, it's a great time to preheat the barbecue so we can get on to cooking those filling ingredients. I love how easy this barbecue is to light. It's just push, hold and turn to ignite. Then we just leave it all on high for 10 minutes. Now that our barbecue is all preheated, we can turn down the burners to medium. So this will give us a direct medium-high heat, which is perfect for browning off this mince. This Slate has a fab feature, the digital readout. So if you've got all your burners at the same setting, this will read out the average temperature across the whole griddle surface. Really handy. I'm just going to add some olive oil to my griddle. And then we can go straight on with our lamb mince. So this isn't too lean. I love about 20% fat there. Fat means flavour and extra juiciness. And then while that's sizzling away, we can go on with our garlic. So we are loading up this lamb mince with lots of flavour and going in with 3 garlic cloves, building that flavour on. Get that all on there, beautiful, scrape that off. And now it's time for our spices. So the first ingredient is smoked paprika. Next ingredient is cumin. I love the savoury profile of flavour this brings. And then chilli for some heat. And lastly, seasoning it with some salt. Go straight on, and pepper. Give that a really good grind on there. And then we can get straight in there with a spatula. So we just want to chop and mix this all together, get all that seasoning through the mince. See how quickly this cooks. It comes together so nicely and smells insanely good. I can see that browning happening, looks amazing. Now I'm just going to get my onions caramelising. I've got heaps of space to play. What I love about this barbecue is just bringing it all together. A little bit of oil and then just some onion. I really love to season my onions with some salt, brings out that flavour. Also helps to bring out some moisture out of the onions, really sweat them down. Now, once I've seasoned, again, just spread it out into an even layer so it caramelises really beautifully. Beautiful, we'll give those onions a quick stir. Look at that, they're glistening in the sun right now. How quick and easy that lamb mince has beautifully caramelised. It's only been like 4 to 5 minutes. That has come together so quickly. I already know this is going to be darn tasty. Now that our onions have caramelised, we can go on with our baby spinach. This only needs 2 minutes to wilt down, and then we're going to take it straight off the barbecue and let it cool down. See, spinach isn't so scary. The last component of our mince is just to stir through some tomato paste. Now that our dough's rested, I'm going to divide this into 4 portions. You can see that now that it's rested, it's going to be super soft and pliable. Just cut that into quarters. Just going to wrap those 3 back in Glad wrap because we're going to be rolling out our dough. I'm going to roll this out onto some baking paper and that makes it really easy to transfer onto the barbecue. All right, rolling time. And it is completely okay if these look a little rustic. I think it makes them taste better too. Alrighty, our dough is about 1 or 2 mil thick. It's pretty thin, but this is a really sturdy dough, and I want as much space so I can fill this baby. So firstly, we can go on with our beautiful flavor-packed lamb mince. It can be tempting to overfill these, but we want that shape to be pretty even. And now we can go on with our baby spinach. So we've got our savory mince, that sweet caramelized onion and spinach, and then a really nice contrast of flavor with some fresh tomato. Now, I'm really excited about this next ingredient. It is mint. This adds a burst of flavor. Just grab some leaves, tear them up, sprinkle them in. Oh, it smells incredible. And then we have 2 types of cheese, grated mozzarella and crumbled feta. This looks incredible, packed with flavor. Now we can just fold the other half of the dough over and press those sides together. We can squash that filling a bit just so we get a really even shape. And that is all ready for the griddle. Let's just remove the leftover bits of that lamb mince and onion. Look how easy that is. We can scrape it all down in there and that'll catch the grease for us. Perfect, we're all ready to go. All that we have to do is lightly brush them with oil. Look how easy that is. And we can just peel that away. And now that'll just cook for about 4 minutes. We want that dough beautifully golden. Let's get on with the rest. These are just going to cook for about 4 minutes aside. Our filling's already cooked. We just want to cook that dough through. So what we're looking for is a really deeply golden color, even with those blackened spots. So in Turkish, göz translates to eyelash or eye, and that's named after those blackened spots that appear on the flatbread. So before we flip, we're just going to go in with another baste of that oil, and then it's flip time. So there is one last element to this dish, and that is caramelized lemon to build up that flavor, freshen it all up. So I'm just going to slice the lemon in half and get that on the griddle. So the gozleme are looking terrific. What I'm looking for is to make sure that the dough is completely cooked. So just in that folded edge, make sure there's no more raw spots of that dough, and then these will be ready to come off. All right, it is showtime. Check this out. How beautiful. Exactly what we want, that golden color. Look at that. There's those blackened spots we're talking about. These are best eaten fresh, hot off the griddle with that crispy bread, and while the inside is still steaming, cut right in. Look at that, beautiful. How incredible does that filling look? Now I am going a little bit extra and just topping this with some feta, some of that mint, and a final squeeze of that sweet, sticky lemon. This dish is best shared with loved ones, otherwise you might end up more stuffed than the gozleme. And there you have it, it's time to gozleme your way.